Before you change your price or start blaming your competition, watch this video about the buy box. I'll show you exactly how the buy box works, when it matters and when it doesn't, and how the highest level sellers avoid being controlled by it. Before we get into it, why should you listen to me? Now, I've sold on Amazon for roughly 4 years now. I've sold on arbitrage listings, wholesale, private label, and bundles. I've competed in buy box wars, I've lost them, I've won them, and eventually came around to a strategy where I built listings where the Amazon buy box does not matter. Everything in this video comes from real listings, real outcomes, not theory. It's one of those videos that can save you years and years of trial and error. Let's start simple. The buy box is the default purchase option on Amazon. It's that little add to basket or buy now button you see that people click without even thinking. Over 80% of purchases on Amazon go through this buy box, and on your phone it's even higher. If you're not in the buy box, there's just many obstacles for the customers to get to you. They have to scroll down a bit, manually click other sellers on Amazon, then they scroll, compare, and then possibly potentially choose you out of all the other sellers. Most customers won't bother going through all of this. So winning the buy box is massively important for your conversion. But here's the most popular misconception. Now, the buy box is not just about being the cheapest seller. Amazon's goal is not to reward low prices. Amazon's goal is to deliver the best customer experience. Now let's move on to what actually influences the buy box. First of all, Amazon looks at multiple factors. It's not just one thing. They look at many things simultaneously. As for the fulfillment method, now FBA sellers have a massive advantage. Amazon trusts its own fulfillment network way more than other people's. Fast delivery, reliable tracking, easy returns. Yeah, FBM sellers can win the buy box, but it's much harder unless they're extremely consistent and they're enrolled in the Seller Fulfilled Prime program, where Amazon vets your delivery metrics, sees how you're performing as an FBM seller, and then rewards you with the Prime badge without fulfilling from Amazon warehouses. Now, the second factor, price. But this needs a bit more context. Yes, price matters, but not the lowest price. Amazon looks at landed price, which includes the item price and the shipping cost. Amazon also looks at the speed of delivery. A slightly higher price FBA offer will oftentimes beat a cheaper FBM offer. Now, the third factor is seller metrics. This, unfortunately, is where most sellers lose because they seem to think this doesn't matter. Amazon looks at order defect rate, late shipment rate, cancellation rate, customer feedback, and account health. One bad week can knock you straight out of the buy box rotation. The fourth factor is stock availability. No stock, no buy box. Now, that is pretty obvious, but even having low stock can hurt you. Think about it. If you're struggling with low stock, you're consistently not being able to meet demand, Amazon will definitely favor someone who has higher stock levels and therefore they can meet demand consistently. Now, the fifth factor we're moving on to is sales velocity and history. Amazon trusts sellers that already convert. Now, this will be nearly impossible for a beginner to master, but as for the experienced sellers, if historically you convert well, Amazon will reward you. Momentum matters. Keep it. Now, moving on to the next section. How does the buy box rotation actually work? This is very important. Now, the buy box isn't always dominated by one seller. Amazon often rotates the buy box between sellers. Now, why is that? Because Amazon wants more people to sell on their platform. They want competition. Of course, now they make money from all of us, but competition keeps prices fair and service high. And that is the real reason Amazon wants a lot of people on their platforms. If you are buy box eligible, you get placed into rotation. Simple as. The better your metrics, the more time you get in the buy box. That is why it's very important to know what metrics to measure to get as much as you can in the buy box. A lot of smaller sellers, or inexperienced sellers for that matter, panic when they lose a buy box temporarily. But this is completely normal. The real danger is when you become ineligible. And Amazon doesn't tell you you're ineligible, they just stop giving you the buy box. Keep an eye on the metrics. Amazon tells you exactly where to find every single one. Now, moving on to the strategy section. Strategy is where the buy box is everything. Wholesale lives and dies by the buy box. You're on shared listings, same ASIN, same product, same images. The only way you'll get sales is if you win the buy box. This is why sometimes wholesale will be a race to the bottom, because most sellers think it's price that dominates the buy box. But realistically, there's a lot more to it. Now, if everyone's competing on price, margins will compress, and only the most operationally efficient will survive. People that play the long-term game. As for online arbitrage and retail arbitrage, it's the same situation. You do not control the listing, you are one of many sellers. If you lose the buy box, you lose sales. It's as simple as that. That's why these models are highly sensitive to competition and price wars. Now, moving on to strategies where the buy box does not matter. Private label. If you're the only seller on your listing, you automatically own the buy box. There is no competition as long as you protect your listing. But your focus now shifts from buy box optimization to listing optimization, traffic, conversion, ads. It's a completely different ballgame. Unique bundles, same principle. If your bundle is truly unique and you own the listing, you are not fighting for the buy box because you own it. This is why after some time, a lot of sellers move away from wholesale and arbitrage over to private label or bundles. They want control over pricing, over margins, over growth. Now, moving on to how to actually dominate the buy box. If you are in a buy box dependent model, i.e. wholesale arbitrage, here is how you win. Stay FBA wherever possible. This will help you scale so much faster. Price strategically, not emotionally. And I see people doing this all the time, but do not panic reprice. Aim to be competitive, not desperate. Sometimes losing the buy box for a day will protect your margin. Protect your account health like an asset. One bad metric can cost you thousands, and you don't want to be in that situation. Over communicate with customers. Fix issues immediately. Respond to feedback, respond to messages. Go to your account health and study everything there is on that page. Now, it's also very important to maintain healthy stock levels. Running out of stock resets your momentum that you've built, and Amazon will punish this every single day. Lastly, avoid overcrowded listings. If there's more than 50, 20, 30 sellers, the buy box will be brutal. Now, of course, it depends how many sales are actually coming through that listing, but sometimes the best buy box strategy is just to choose better products. Now, the real lesson of this video is the buy box is not a strategy. It is, after all, a constraint. It's something we have to deal with as people that sell in wholesale or arbitrage. These beginner models revolve around it. Advanced models outgrow it. The more your business depends on the buy box, the less control you actually have. The more you build through branding, differentiation, the less the buy box dictates your income. That is the long-term game. If you want help choosing the right Amazon model for your situation right now, you can check the link in the description and book a non-obligatory free strategy call with myself. Now remember, the goal is not to fight harder for the buy box. The goal is to build a business where you don't have to fight for the buy box at all.